Welcome again, everybody, for another LimeVibe Live podcast. I'm your host, Yori Arman Kemp from Nassau, Bahamas, the beautiful and sunny Nassau, Bahamas, along with Miss Kimberly Ramcallowan from Trinidad and Tobago. And we're joined tonight but I'm glad to have Kim joining us tonight because she's always welcome here on the LimeVibe Live podcast. And I just want to remind everybody, please, if you have not done so, please like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page. Like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page, LimeVibe77. That's LimeVibe77 on Facebook and YouTube. And also, there's a donate link inside the description. So anything that moves your heart to give to the LimeVibe Live podcast, please do so. So, Kim, how's things going in Trinidad and Tobago?
Oh, well, today's World Steel Pan Day in Trinidad. Mm-hmm. Well, it's a global celebration. It was declared a few weeks ago by the United Nations. Mm-hmm. So we're quite in a celebratory mood. It's actually been International Steel Pan Day since 2015, at least according to the governing body here in Trinidad and Tobago, which is Pan Trinbago. Mm-hmm. So right now there's celebrations happening in Woodford Square, which is opposite the Parliament or Red House. Mm-hmm. And there's some gatherings. We have international steel pan bands here present. They're usually here to participate in a friendly kind of international sort of panorama. If you know,
wait a minute, international steel bands.
Yeah, international steel bands that are present.
Wow.
So
okay,
they're like bands from Switzerland and
really?
Japan and Germany and the UK, even the US and
really?
Canada.
Yes. You have a Japanese steel pan band.
Yes, a lot of Japanese actually come and participate in local bands during the carnival season when we have the panorama.
Okay.
So panorama is a big steel band competition that takes place in the carnival season, but it gets going from even September. It gets prepared with the medium and small steel bands. A lot of arrangers and composers begin putting together their medleys. Usually, traditionally, it's the current tune of the year, like the soca, calypso that's happening for each carnival season, that is usually arranged into playing in the steel pan format. But this year, which was last season, they did something different because it was a return to panorama after so many years with the COVID pandemic.
Yes.
They bands were allowed to play a lot of the nostalgic tunes that they would have won or even played back in the day, the 80s. So they had a wide range of calypsos and soca tunes to choose from. So it gave us a kind of a walk down memory lane, because we would have heard several bands play like Pan in A minor, which was a big thing back in, I think, 87 when Lord Kitchener sang it. Okay. And it was a song that I think Amoco Renegades, which they won that year. I think it was arranged by the late Jit Samaru, and that's one tune that comes to mind that was played this year. A lot of them went back to some old kaiso as well, and it was familiar. So it's a big celebration happening right now in Trinidad, and we're really appreciating our national instrument. It's the only instrument to have been invented in the last century.
Yes, and by the Caribbean as well, by Trinidad.
Yes, and it's by Trinidad and Tobago. It's and the thing is, with the United Nations doing this, and I just heard the president of Pan Trinbago talking about Beverly Ramsey Moore. She was conducting an interview at tonight's festivities, and she was actually saying that we're actually being recognized. This has solidified Trinidad and Tobago as the owners of the steel pan instrument. Yes. It was created here in our country, Laventille, back in the 1930s. It stemmed from, and we would have covered this in CMP in an article when they first announced that August 11th was dedicated as World Steel Pan Day. Okay. So she would have said that this gives us ownership. Now, in recent years, other countries like Germany have even sought to fight Trinidad and Tobago for the patent of the steel pan.
Really? That's terrible.
Yes. And it was outright bold-facedness. It put us in a spotlight that we really needed to solidify our things. Now, some people, over the years, the steel pan has progressed. It's not just what was created back then. The tenor pan, there's different kinds of pans, the G pan, there's different pans that give a different melody, that gives a different tune. And we have the ownership of that. We have this World International Day gives us ownership of that instrument. It shows that it belongs to us here in Trinidad and Tobago. We have the master sheet for this instrument. It belongs to us.
Okay. I'm seeing where the Germans were talking about their own steel pan. They call it German not cookware, but no, she wasn't looking at. No, that's not it.
There's something else called the hang pan, I believe, but that's different.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool by Germany, but that's what the Europeans always do to us. They always steal our ideas from us, right? And so I'm glad that it's been recognized by the United Nations, and it's been recognized as the instrument of Trinidad and Tobago, the steel pan.
Yeah,
it's quite inventive. It's quite an inventive instrument.
It is. And when you look at our panorama competitions, you see that it's all people that play the pan, and you see the varieties of the steel pan in motion, put together in harmony, and playing that wonderful medley that we look forward to dancing and chipping down the road to,
yes.
right?
Yes. I wasn't aware that it was a Trinidadian instrument until we wrote that article for Caribbean Magazine Plus.
I don't believe you, Yori Kemp. I
didn't know that was a Trinidadian instrument. I thought it was like, well, it was an instrument, I never thought it would have been a Trinidadian instrument.
Oh wow. The thing is, I remember it's in popular culture. I believe it was featured. I'm not sure if it was featured in Sesame Street, but I remember it being featured heavily in an episode of the Cosby Show.
Oh, okay.
Bill Cosby he wanted to recreate the meeting place where he met his wife, which was Claire Huxtable.
Claire Huxtable, right?
Right, and they actually brought in a pan band from the Brooklyn area. And they performed, and they were actually a notable pan band in the Brooklyn area. And they are of Trinidadian origin, and they put it there. He actually brought in a so-called Trinidadian chef as well to create callaloo, the way we make our callaloo soup. That was
the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And me as a little child seeing that, it's like, hey, I know that my mommy makes callaloo too. And hearing the steel pan, hey, the Caribbean people on TV, right?
Bill Cosby has done so much for African American and Caribbean American culture. That show, the Cosby Show, has done a great deal to uplift the African spirit.
He has. And another instrument, you actually hear it. There's Grover Washington Jr. that plays the theme song and even the theme music that you hear throughout the entire show. The soundtrack for the Cosby Show is done by Grover Washington Jr. And Grover Washington Jr. has Ralph McDonald as his percussionist. He's a Trinidadian, and he mastered that tune. When you listen to Just the Two of Us with Bill Withers and Grover Washington Jr., you hear that steel pan. And as a child, I always thought, hey, that must be a local tune, but it's not. And it's that Caribbean flavor, it's that Trinidadian flavor brought, you're hearing the bottle beating, and you're hearing that percussionist tune that you would hear in Trinidadian soca and calypso music.
Now I got to go back and listen to that.
Ralph McDonald. Yeah.
Now I got to go back and listen to that, right? Okay. Just the two of us. Okay.
Yes. So that's one track, but many of Grover Washington's tunes, you will hear that rhythm, and it's because of Ralph McDonald. He is a percussionist in his band, and he was of Trinidadian roots. He introduced that steel pan flair and the way that we do our rhythm when it comes to our calypso and soca.
Okay, that's cool, man. So how long is the celebration going to go? Just for the day, or it's going to go on for the entire weekend?
I think it's going to carry on for the rest of the weekend. Since last weekend, we had things happening. The Skiffle Bunch Panyard, which is close to me in San Fernando on Coffee Street, would have had their celebrations. They would have honored, I think, the late Professor Ken Fillmore. He's of San Fernando origin, and he was known for the band, the Steel Pan Fon Claire. However, he passed away back in 2018, and I wanted to be part of that celebration because I was a big fan of Professor Ken Filmos and his arrangement of the pan. And it was really sad I could not attend because of how I was feeling in the last few days. So I just had to sit that one out, and I really wanted to go. Coffee Street is known as a Lyman spot here in San Fernando, and they've got the pan yard, and you go and you take in sweet pan live. You know, it's anytime you're passing Coffee Street, you're bound to hear the band practicing, rehearsing. They have
this is something that you could
lessons.
play on your own, or something you have to go to actual school to learn how to play the steel pan.
So they've got pan bands here in Trinidad, just like the pan bands that you hear for Panorama. And they usually they usually encourage the young people. Several schools have added it into their curriculum. It's part of our musical curriculum, but it's up for the students to also take interest. Several schools now we have the junior panorama bands competition, which comes up during the carnival season as well, and we see a lot of schools participating. So many secondary schools and primary schools, they train their students and they get them into it. But if you really want on your own to learn, just like I told you, the Japanese usually come and they participate because they join the bands, they stay here and they rehearse. And through rehearsing and learning the pan, that's how they become part of the band as well.
Okay. The Japanese involved in everything Caribbean. They also have dancehall groups and dancehall singers as well. They also do reggae, and they also have reggae DJs as well too, man. The Japanese are very, very culturally diverse. They're very interested in other people's cultures.
I guess because, you know, they're very a conservative group of people. And I guess when they hear that rhythm and dancing and movement, they probably drawn to it. I assume that. Forgive me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. That's cool. And they even have Jamaican DJs. Not Jamaican. They also have Japanese DJs that also compete in these sound classes as well too. You know, they're very much involved. They're almost as viral as the K-pop groups in South Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an odd kind of look, you know. It's an odd look. Like, it's like, why is this Japanese man so interested in dancehall and Tony Maron or something like that, you know, or steel pan? It looks very, very odd, very, very weird. But yeah, they're very interested, man. The Japanese are very, very interested in Caribbean culture and African American culture at that too. Go ahead, you saying something?
I mean, I think that's good, but I know when they seen in their own islands, well, when they come across in their own state, I'm not sure how welcome they are.
Oh, I got you. So that's going on for the entire weekend, right? So anything else happened over there with you guys? I've been following this heliport situation, right? These are Venezuelan migrants that are trapped at the heliport, and apparently the judge gave a stay to their release, right? And so the 34 that left inside this heliport, they're going to now remain in the heliport, and they're not going to be released in the population like the other 30 that was before them. So, and they have a lot of human rights groups that are very, very interested in all of this, Kim. So, I mean, it's becoming pretty ugly, you know, because on the one hand, you don't want the Venezuelan migrants there. On the other hand, you just can't have them inside the former COVID-19 hold, which is the heliport. So it's becoming a very, very sticky situation over there in Trinidad, man. So you think that the government's going to stay to its word and then actually deport these people right forthwith, or they're going to pull back a bit?
I think they're going to ensure that they're sent back. Because, I mean, right now it's a conditional release based on the lawsuit. But I think it's about time that, so I'm not going to sound, forgive me if I'm sounding xenophobic, I'm not sounding xenophobic here, but I'm saying that these migrants have come. Many of them have come illegally. They have not come through the proper channels and means asking to be here. They haven't said, here's what, I want to migrate to your country. I want to be part of your country. They have not done that. Many of them have come through back doors, and they have not gone through illegal means of passing through our customs and immigration. And I think because of that, a message needs to be sent that, hey, you're coming through the back door. If you want to come into our country, we understand, come through the legal means. Yes, we will welcome you. We will see you we will acknowledge you as a refugee. Yes, you have rights as a refugee here in our country because Trinidad and Tobago obviously is a signatory to this, according to United Nations human rights.
Yes.
Right.
And
So
apparently you guys have amended your refugee laws as well back in 2010, if I can remember correctly. And it gives the minister more discretion with regard to who he deports and who he lets stay. So I guess, yeah, the court is really looking at all of that. So, I mean, it was just amazing that on the Wednesday, they were allowed to be released. The government slow walked the release of all of them. They let go 30, they processed 30 of them, and 34 were left stranded at the heliport. Only come back on Thursday, the day after that, to say that, we're going to stay that original order that was to release them, that we're going to actually have them stay at the heliport and have the rest of them deported. Well, so my thing is, I'm just finding out that they were arrested at a bar. What kind of bar was this?
I was telling you that. I think if you recall, or when you asked me the question, it came up. I think they were having their Pride celebrations at this bar.
A Pride celebration?
Yes, Pride celebrations. Really? It is alleged that they were having Pride celebrations at that bar that day, and they were detained, all of them. The immigration swooped down on the bar, and they came down on them. They were
wow. That adds an additional twist to this story, Kim, because they're having a Pride celebration. That means they're gonna have a lot of international observers looking in on this, right? Because you're gonna have the homophobia, you're gonna have the LGBT community looking at this. It's gonna get real sticky.
It's alleged. They have not brought up that yet. Many of them are saying that, oh, you've done this, you've restricted them from earning monies for their children and for their families, and monies to be sent back to their relatives as well.
Okay. Wow, Pride celebration. Wow.
But
breaking news on LimeVibe.
That is something. No, that is something I had mentioned that some weeks ago when it first broke, and I had mentioned that to you, and I said it was alleged. It was, we had to be careful with that. But that is the what is being said on the down low. And when you listen to the interviewees that are speaking out here, you will also be able to tell.
Okay.
But
I'll touch base with Nafisa Muhammad and ask her what's been going on, because she's one of the lawyers from one of the persons that were arrested.
She is one of the lawyers.
Yeah.
She has been vocal when it comes to refugees.
Yes,
and immigration.
Yeah, she has been. Yeah. She's one of the foremost lawyers in Trinidad, right? Dealing with migrants.
She is a former politician.
Oh, okay. Well, UNC or PNM?
She was part of the PNM regime. She has since resigned her position.
Okay. She's fighting for the rights of migrants. That's good. That's a good cause for the thing. She seemed like a very pleasant woman as well too. I spoke to her yesterday. Yeah, she's a very pleasant woman, man. So this is just. I hope this doesn't turn into an ugly international fiasco like how it turned out for Jamaica when they rejected that U.S. gay diplomat. I hope it doesn't end like this, because it could mean a lot of national stuff.
Organizations like Amnesty International need to look at how many Venezuelans have entered our borders in the last several years. Since 2016, 2015, it's gotten worse. Since Nicolas Maduro has taken reign, since the passing of Hugo Chavez. They have to have an understanding that it's only so much that we can do. We need, that's why the UNHCR has set up posts in locations like Cedros where they were coming in. They have camps there, but I think they're trying to wean it out, and they're hoping that the government were to take up they're saying the government needs to step in and do something more. But it's only so much a government can do when it has its own problems, right? When it comes to national security.
Yes. Trust me, I feel exactly where you're coming from. We have our own issue with the Haitians here. So I know exactly what you're dealing with. Yeah. You just can't take them all in,
Exactly.
I can imagine you guys have been inundated with extra people that you have to take care of. It's a burden.
Our resources, it has affected our crime. They are even in our national hospitals or health systems. You see them there. They are getting free healthcare in our country's hospitals. They are around. They have affected the society in terms of crime. You see them everywhere, and it's a matter of time for regulation. Government needs to just step in, yes, but government also needs support from the international community. So slamming our government for this is it's not totally fair.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I know, right? Because if they were illegal, they should be deported. And it makes me wonder. I know something else is behind this. Because people really don't kick up a fuss about the deportation of illegal immigrants unless there's either a high-profile immigrant in that batch or they were doing something that was very, very, I would say conspicuous. And so now you've given me the extra that I didn't know about. I didn't realize that they were having a pride event. So now it's coming clear. Now I see why there's so much interest in these Venezuelans that were at this bar and why they're being stuck at this heliport, why the government is fighting back and forth with these human rights groups to get them either out of Trinidad or in Trinidad, keep them in Trinidad. Now I'm seeing why. I know something else is behind this. That's the extra part of the story I missed, Kim.
But
Yeah, no, I knew something had to be there.
It's something that is not being said outright by the media. It's something that is not being said outright by the public. Now it's something that has been circulating on social media.
Yes,
that's why I'm saying it's alleged. So we have to be careful.
Careful. Oh, okay. Well, we can talk about LimeVibe.
But the thing is, there have been in similar incidents where the immigration was forced to clamp down. There were several parties held during the COVID-19 the pandemic, and many of them were said to be deported because they were here illegally. They were engaging in illegal acts in the sense of illegal work. They're not regulated, especially the women. I'm not going to spell that out anymore, but you get an idea what is usually done.
Okay.
And a lot of them were clamped down and sent back because of that. Right?
Okay. Well, I hope the courts do the right thing at the end of the day, and I hope the government does the right thing at the end of the day and really, strikes a keen balance with regard to who they want to keep inside Trinidad and Tobago and how they're going to deal with this very, very sensitively. Because at least my God, they shouldn't have been kept at the heliport. Man, I've seen the pictures of the heliport, and it was a former COVID-19 holding place. And so it's very unclean, very unsafe. Even though they're Venezuelans, they're there legally, they should be kept, they should be treated humanely, at least say the very least. So yeah, I think that this is a very, very tricky situation. I think the Trinidadian government should handle this with a lot of special care, man.
I think it's many of them were held at a detention center, which I think is near the prisons, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere near between the prisons and the airport.
Gotcha,
so that's one, but I think that's inundated with people from all over the world.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, let's talk about some other good news then. Let's talk some other good news. Did you hear about this mother and daughter duo from Antigua and Barbuda who went aboard the Britain?
It's Barbuda. I know you pronounce it like it's Barbuda.
Barbuda. I say Barbuda. I butchered
you say Barbuda. It's Barbuda. It's you.
Barbuda.
You. Right.
Antigua and Barbuda. Yeah. What's the name?
Barbuda. Yeah.
The names was Keisha Shahaf and her daughter Anastasia Mayes of Antigua and Barbuda. Kim, have etched their names in the celestial chronicles as they became the Caribbean's pioneers in space exploration. Wow. Their extraordinary journey.
Black woman in history.
Wow, that's amazing.
Space.
That's amazing, man. They're beating out that lady that went to the South Pole a few years ago. This you heard about the Jamaican lady that went to the South Pole years ago? Let me see.
What's that?
The lady that traveled to the South Pole, the Jamaican lady that traveled to the South Pole. I forgot her name, man. I spoke to her as well too. Yeah, the balloon. Anyway, she's unimportant right now. Yeah, so this is record breaking, man. So did anyone talk to them? They went up on August 10th, right? That was yesterday.
I believe. I'm not sure if anyone has spoken to them since. I believe Virgin Galactic would have had some interviews with them. I'm not sure. I believe they're there, and I think if you follow Virgin's social media, you would hear something.
You'd see them. Okay, and that's some huge achievement. So why were those two picked? I mean, what was so special about them?
I can't remember in the sense, but I believe they were given that chance was I think it was some hype for some time now. Since last year, I heard that country talking about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's good, man. Congratulations to those two ladies, man, to really to really break that mold, that's good. Apparently, not apparently, but there was another lady, a
They had
Bahamian lady that
actually
went to space.
won, I think they had won a raffle draw.
Really?
Yes.
That's how
They
easy it is to go to
won- they-
space? To win a
They
raffle?
won their seats during a draw, and it raised about a $1.7 million in grants for
Mm,
space and humanity.
mm. Would you have gone on a trip if you had a chance? Would you go in space?
No,
No? You scared? Why are you scared?
no, I'm not that interested in the galaxy out there like that. I know my husband would love to do that, but
Oh yeah,
me
I would love
not so
to.
much.
Oh, okay.
Men are into that adventure.
Yeah, I would have gone. That would have been a good trip, man. But did you see that they're finding the now, or at least the whistleblowers is coming forward and saying that there are aliens out there?
Yeah,
I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen. Guess what? Nobody cared, Kim. I mean, these people were in front of the United States Congress saying that we have alien bodies. We have actual biologics, biologics, and they have actual bodies and spacecraft. And like nobody cared. Like these people were testifying in front of Congress and nobody cared. I was like, wow. I mean, we're that stressed out, we're that so consumed with our own life that nobody cares that they just told us that we have aliens.
well,
That's amazing.
I think there's always been that whole thing. There's that, there was a series called there's this place called Area 51.
Yeah.
All right.
And Roswell, yep.
Yeah, Roswell, the whole Roswell thing. So, yeah, it
They
doesn't
always
come
label
as a surprise.
doesn't come as a surprise. I mean, I always had a feeling they were there, but now they're actually telling us that they've had it for years, but at least in 1950s,
You remember the question to Obama about Area 51, right?
Oh yeah, he said he can talk about it, right?
Yeah, it was
Say
a declassified something.
Yes. That's just goes to show you that you can't trust the government with anything, man. So I wonder how much technology do they have, I have a feeling that things like microwaves were just a bit too advanced for our science, just too advanced for our civilization. Things like microwaves, like how does a microwave actually work? I know how it works, right? But I mean, a microwave, you just put something inside a small oven, and 5 minutes it comes out halfway cooked. That's amazing technology, Kim. I mean, these things.
Didn't you not study physics? I thought you studied physics.
Yeah, I studied physics. Yeah, but I'm just saying that some of these things are just amazing, like the cell phone towers. It's just amazing, Kim. That's amazing that we have all this technology. It had to be an alien. It had to be an alien stuff. It had to be an alien technology we were pimping off.
Really, you doubt mankind's ability to have understanding of knowledge and traveling of wavelengths and things like that?
I watch YouTube and TikTok and Facebook on a religious basis, and these people aren't into anything much, Kim. These people are crazy. Yeah, we have a few bright people out there.
That's
still,
this generation right now. But if you're really a scientist, if you're someone that really studied the sciences, you would see that the scientific basis is right there. It was just a matter of time before putting these things together. Right?
Okay.
I'm a physics. I studied physics all the way to A levels, as well as chemistry. And I understood it. I did astronomy and cosmology as my specialized areas. And it was all there. It was just a matter of time for putting it together.
Okay. So you say microwaves would have come anytime, right? Would have come in any event.
But,
right?
yeah. And it's gone out from being radioactive to other wavelengths and UV light.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I got you. But yeah, they have aliens, Kim. They have aliens, and like nobody cared. That's what shocked me. I mean, you'd have thought that more people would say, "Oh, wow, they have aliens," and they've actually proven that these UFOs, these things that we were seeing in the sky were actual alien aircrafts. And that's like, and everyone was like, "Well, okay, ho hum." I mean, that shows us that we're so stressed out with our own lives, Kim. We're so stressed out with Donald Trump and Joe Biden and their foolishness, right? That these things just important news came right across our desk, and we did not care. We don't even care to even investigate it anymore. That's so strange, Kim. And I was waiting on this for the past 25 years. I was waiting on them to tell us when they're going to have aliens. Because you would watch the television, right? You watch these other shows, and you see these, well, they're not harebrained people anymore. They're not crazy people anymore, right? They're actually sensible people now, because now when you listen to them now, they were telling you this for years, that aliens are out there. They're not cuckoos anymore, Kim. These are real people.
I will send you something that talks
Aliens?
about aliens.
Hey,
And
you gonna send me an
will
alien body?
I will send you something, and it should give some explanation about it.
Hmm.
Um,
But something, Kim, I believe that with all these stars and planets out there, even beyond our solar system, going into the Milky Way and the other galaxies out there has to be life out there, man. There just has to be life, an intelligent life, to the point where they're so advanced beyond us that it makes us look laughable. Like we are like ants, like grasshoppers in their sights. I really like. I don't believe God made all of this, and it's just us. I fail to believe that, Kim. I just fail to believe that. You know. And sooner or later, we're going to have people that are going to visit us, and they have been visiting us.
I personally don't believe in aliens.
You don't believe in aliens?
No.
Wow. Why not, Kim? The people that's told you they have aliens, though.
Yeah.
They just told you they have aliens.
But
You
I
still don't
have
believe?
another theory for that, which
What's
I
your
will
theory?
not say here.
What's your theory for aliens?
I will send it to you, and you will discern from that.
Okay.
Right? And if we're talking, if we are believers, I would really look at it there from that perspective.
Okay, I'll look into it. That shows you how profound this galaxy is, this world is, this universe is. It's amazing. And I've been watching ever since they've come forward, and these whistleblowers have come forward and saying that the United States government in particular has alien biologists. They have alien bodies and alien spacecraft. I've been watching some other things about about astronomy and about cosmology, right? And I've seen a video from a physicist called Brian Koch. He's a foremost physicist from the United Kingdom, saying that they can't see so far out, that the universe is so vast. Like there's trillions of other galaxies out there. They just can't see that far. It's just amazing, Kim. Just amazing how vast the universe is. And it just blows your mind that you think that just the Milky Way galaxy itself. The Milky Way galaxy is our galaxy here. That's the solar system times 10. The other little solar systems out there inside the Milky Way galaxy. There are trillions of them out there. And we can't even see that far. And when you try to look even further, it's just amazing how vast it is. We're talking about trillions of light years away, trillions of light years away.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because the universe is so huge that things are happening. There's black holes always opening up here and there. There might be parallel planets that reflect differently and operate similar to the way the moon and the sun operates to the earth. And at least when it came to my studies in astronomy, which would have focused on a lot of the theories that would have come across from these British scientists. And they would have had theories that that support these things.
I got you. All right, that's enough alien talk before they come and they snatch me up tonight, right? I'm abducted. I'm probed. But for breaking the news on LimeVibe, the LimeVibe Live podcast.
It's all over. I think we're the least of their thing.
They're worried. People always wonder, why do they always come to the United States? Why do they always come to you? Why you don't come to let's say San Fernando, Trinidad?
Exactly.
Why don't talk to somebody in San Fernando, Trinidad, or maybe even Hamilton, Hamilton, Bermuda? Sorry, it's just weird, right? There's always the Americans. There's always some far off, obscure county in America, in the backwoods of Wyoming or something like that. Where nobody goes.
They're said to have been spotted somewhere, Chile, Argentina, and places like that.
Yeah, they're people that are recording that now. Yeah, in Russia and Eastern Europe. Yeah, they've been seeing some UFO craft.
But some people actually believe, because we've got the drone technology, that these drone technologies are actually replicating things that look like, spaceships far above us.
I went there for a while too. Kim. When I first started to hear about UFOs and aliens back when I was a child, reading the Weekly World News. Remember that black and white film, the Weekly World News? You guys used to get that in Trinidad?
What's that?
The Weekly World News. There's a black and white tabloid paper called the Weekly World News. It always had like gossips, like the Inquirer, where it was in black and white. It always talked about these far off outlandish foolishness, right? About talking about alien abductions and all this kind of stuff. I believe I go back and follow my alien conspiracies as far back as the 80s, the mid 80s, right? But then I said, maybe this could be just United States and Russia just having these war games with each other, just trying to psych each other out with all their new aircraft, right? So I had my period of skepticism as well. But now these whistleblowers have come out, and it just confirms what I believe back in the 80s, that these things are true. These things are real, man. So anyway, stop talking about these aliens now, right? Did you hear about this? Do you know about the influencer Gigi Hadad? Gigi Hadad?
I don't take on those things. I know our Caribbean has a lot more going on, so those things are the least of my worries.
Yeah, Gigi Hadid actually. She is the sister of Bella Hadid, this influencer. She's arrested in the Cayman Islands. She's only 28. She's arrested in the Cayman Islands about 3 weeks ago. I'm surprised we missed this. But cannabis possession, yeah. He's arrested at the airport for bringing in that weed. So why would you bring in weed to the Caribbean? Why would you do that? There's enough weed in the Caribbean. You need to bring in marijuana to the Caribbean.
She wanted a special grade, perhaps.
Oh my goodness, these people are so stupid, right? You're gonna find marijuana. Trust me, anyone who's traveling to the Caribbean, you're gonna find marijuana in the Caribbean. You need to bring cannabis. I can see if you're bringing fentanyl, right? But something that we don't have. But you're gonna find marijuana inside the Caribbean. You don't need to bring the marijuana into the Caribbean. And you need to take it out, because if you're going back home, you have your weed plug, you have your marijuana plug. You're gonna find marijuana anywhere you go. There's no need to bring marijuana on the plane. And that goes to anybody. These idiots, Kim. These are some idiots. Why would you bring drugs on the plane? You're gonna get drugs when you land. Especially if you're a high-profile person, you're gonna have somebody who's gonna find you the place in the city that's gonna take you right to the drug man. You're gonna find drugs. And we shouldn't be talking about this online, but anyway, but it's true. That's foolish, man. That shows you just how much they think they're just above the law and they can do anything, man. I'm glad the authorities caught her. Yeah. These people just believe they can do anything, Kim. Do anything. And going back to the Antiguan ladies and Barbudian ladies that traveled. Yeah, apparently there was a Bahamian American, Aisha Bowe. She traveled back in November in 2022 on the Blue Origin. But she went into space too. She's the first Bahamian in space. So yeah, there has been a few black women in space. So yeah, it's Bahamian woman, Aisha Bowe. Yeah, so I just want to say congratulations to those two ladies who traveled to the space on the Virgin Atlantic crew. Yeah, congratulations to them, Kim. Miss Mayers and Miss Shanaf. Okay. There's another story out here too, Kim. Did you have this Caribbean Development Fund? The Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean's Venezuelan Fund?
I think we spoke about that some weeks ago.
We did? Okay,
Yeah,
they want to
did.
open up. They want to open up some more offices around the Caribbean. It's a Venezuelan development bank. So I'd go. Yeah, I'm not sure if we want to do business with them.
We actually do. We actually do.
I know Trinidad, Jamaica, and Barbados. They have offices, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think the rest. I say us. I mean the Bahamas. Sorry, I didn't mean the Caribbean. I mean the Bahamas. I don't think we want anything to do with them, man, because there's just more problems than what it is. What is Maduro trying to do? Trying to clean up his image? Like, what exactly is Nicolas Maduro trying to do? And he, this guy, the president, what's his name? Sergio Diaz Granados, the Development Bank of Latin America and Caribbean president, said, speaking of the launch of one of his reports, said that he wants to open up more branches throughout the Caribbean community to bring them into the CAF family. So how much business do you guys do with the CAF anyway, Kim?
We have a good bit of loans with them. I think coming to the latter end of the year, Trinidad and Tobago would have taken about $25 billion loan from them for development of infrastructure.
So where are they getting the U.S. currency from? The U.S. has them embargoed and blocked off.
They are, I think, an arm. CAF is, if I'm not mistaken, is also similar to the IDB.
No, it's not as big as the IDB though, but still, I see that development company, the development bank, but
yeah, we took $120 million loan. Yeah, from them, and we took another one. So. But they are huge. Don't underestimate them.
Okay.
They reach around the world. I'm surprised as an economist you're not aware of them so much. They've been around for quite some time now.
Okay.
Several years, a few decades. Yeah.
I guess it's not. Washington D.C. control, right?
they have some links with DC.
And the
Yeah.
World Bank and those. Okay.
Yeah.
The CAF. I'll do some research on it because I was kind of shocked that I see them making these big strides, you know. But you know, the big fish is the Caribbean Development Bank and the
Yeah.
Inter-American Development Bank. Okay? Those are our partners.
Okay. I saw
Yeah.
that Jamaica's Minister of Justice spoke that a total of 500 persons have been charged on this new Firearms Prohibition and Restriction and Regulation Act. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
Look at Jamaican firearms. Let's see.
So
Jamaica's
because, you know, they're talking about the guns, and you know, they need to clamp down on the gun problem that seems to be affecting their many of their towns and communities.
Yeah.
They're hoping, you know, this will put some stop to a lot of the illegal weapons. So that's quite a good bit of people to have been charged under that new act.
70 people, yeah.
500 people.
So that means it probably goes against the Constitution. It's like that. But you know something, Jamaica has tried, they've been tinkering with these gun courts for years, you know. Because back in the 80s, they had the gun court that went above and beyond the magistrates court, where they had magistrates in different parishes. And yeah, it caused quite a stir because people were questioning whether or not these magistrates had the actual power to convict people of firearm possession if they weren't inside a magistrate's court. I remember that gun court, the gun court laws.
So they're hoping that JP Association is working with the police under this new act to you know, curb that illegal weapons issue in Jamaica.
Okay. I'll look upon that. Because right now it probably goes against the Constitution. Just takes a bright lawyer to actually you know stand up to it, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. 70 people is a lot of people though, Kim. That's a lot of damn people, man.
It's 500 people that was charged under this new act. 500.
500.
500.
Oh yeah. This is going back from. I was reading this from 2020. This is from 2022.
No,
when I saw it was saying
that
people
was
charged.
laid in Parliament this week by the Justice Minister.
Oh, and I'm seeing another story too. Back in April, they had 353 persons charged with offense on the Firearms Act. And now this is something just recent. Okay, yeah.
It's because I think they commissioned about 93 new justices of peace in just St. Catherine alone. So that's making a dent.
Wow.
Right.
You think everyone's gonna really take this hard stance the way Nayib Bukele has taken El Salvador with these gangs and really start putting in some real draconian laws? Because this Firearms Act really seems to be targeted at these gangs.
I think once you have all your law enforcement agencies working hand in hand together, just like you're seeing the justices of peace here working, the magistrates and the police service, along with the legislation working hand in hand, you'll begin to see something happening. It's a matter of enforcement. Many countries in the Caribbean have the necessary legislation to get these things in order, but it's a matter of enforcement. It's a matter of your police officers and your law enforcement agencies doing what's needed to be done. Yeah.
Comes down to enforcement. You're right, because you have the most prettiest laws in the books, but if you don't have anyone there to actually enforce these laws, it's for naught. It's a waste of time. And I wish Jamaica all the best with this, man. Like I said, this isn't the first time they've actually tinkered with their gun laws, and they've instituted gun courts before, and it's been controversial. So we'll see how they move forward with this, man. But 500 people, that's a lot of people, man. That's a parish. That's a parish. You know.
This came into effect last year in November, I believe.
But you know something, I knew Andrew Holness was going over the deep end when he started to talk about the violence in dancehall music. He won the band dancehall music, right? I knew he was getting kind of ultra conservative when he started with that, right? So now we'll be seeing now this Firearms Act, how serious they are with this, you know. Like I said, everyone's cranking down these gangs, and because the murder is too much, Kim. It's too much, Kim. It is really too much murder. It's too much murder. From Trinidad to St. Vincent. They still haven't gone to the bottom of those 5 people that were killed in St. Vincent the other day, did they?
Yeah.
They haven't gone to the bottom of that yet. And it's just spreading, and the firearms are really fueling most of this, And it's just sad that how much people we've lost, how much young men we've lost, how much young people we've lost, how many people in general we've lost as a result of gang violence, and the influence gang violence has on the rest of the community, Just a damn shame, man. We've let our beautiful island just descend into this. And even with Central America, they even doing just as bad. Like I mentioned, Nayib Bukele in El Salvador. I mean, he has gotten a lot of criticism for his draconian approach to cracking down on these gangs. He's picking up anybody that's associated with the gang, anybody, and he's locking them up.
Yeah.
Anybody.
We're seeing what's happening with Latin America. I mean, just this week alone, we had the presidential candidate in Ecuador being gunned down.
Yeah,
that was Wednesday night when we came off, and I think
yeah, I saw it.
It made us question. You looked at it, and it's like someone was in that vehicle waiting for him. You know, to have him gunned down the way he was.
Yeah, he's just a candidate. I didn't even know he's the front runner or not, but he very pretty was important enough that he wanted to get rid of him. You know, God rest his soul. You know, the people don't realize how much of people don't realize how under the microscope you are when you're in the public eye. People just think you're just fine. Oh, you're just running for office. No, but the people out there actually hate you for no reason, just because you have different ideas from them, Kim. Just because you stand up for something else. And, you know, we've seen assassinations. We just saw Jovenel Moise get assassinated 2 or 3 years ago, you know, the former Haitian prime minister, president, sorry. And so, yeah, it's a very, very hard life when you're in the political eye and you're in the public eye, I should say. And so our thoughts and prayers goes out to Ecuador. Hopefully they find a good, decent candidate that's going to replace him, and they have a prosperous election season. But at the end of the day, you just have to be very careful when you're in public eye. Even with us here with LimeVibe, when LimeVibe starts to kick off now, Kim, we wouldn't be able to walk down the streets anymore, Kim. You realize that we wouldn't be able to walk down the streets. But people will know us. Oh, those are those guys from LimeVibe. That's Yuri. He has something. That's Kim. She has something. You know, we're going to be in the public eye. Yeah, I see it happening, Kim. We're going to be big stars, man. Big stars. Because we're in the public eye. We dare to speak about these things, Kim. You know, where else are you going to talk about a pride event in Trinidad and Tobago that's being whispered about in the halls, in the streets? That's why these Venezuelan.
You really want them to come after me, don't you?
You know, but I knew something was behind it. I just had a feeling that something. I thought it was like a high-profile Venezuelan migrant that they had. I didn't realize it was a pride event situation. Now it makes sense.
But at this point, I will have to say that I do have to bow out for the night.
Okay, I'm going to go in the next 10 minutes as well, too. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for joining me, Kim. I'll see you next time.
Have a good night. I do apologize. Enjoy the weekend.
No problem, Kim. Thank you. Bye. Yeah. That was Kimberly. She joined us there for a short while. She had to dip off and do something else. That's fine. You still have me for the next, 10, 15 minutes or so. So let's just chat, man. What's going on? Oh, my goodness. Yeah. The weekend's over. The week's over. Sorry. The weekend's here. And so I hope you guys are going to have an enjoying, relaxing weekend. Do something fun. Have a good hobby. Find something else to do, you know. I am going to visit a farm tomorrow. Yeah. Down to earth adventure farm tomorrow. So I'm going to do a tour of the farm, talk to the head farmer there, and see what's going on. You know, that's my weekend. You know, and I'm looking forward to it, man. You know, I love to go on the farm. I love the bush. So, yeah, I had an amazing thing happen. My alarm didn't go off this morning, so I didn't get a chance to get up and do my morning jog and my workout. I was wondering what happened. Apparently, my phone probably updated, and so it knocked off all my settings that I had. So I had to set my alarm again. So yeah, hopefully I'll get up tomorrow morning early to do what I have to do and get my jog on, get my workout on. Because that sets my day. If I don't get that happen, if that doesn't happen to me, that sets my entire day. If that doesn't happen to me, I'm just out of it. It's like how you guys have coffee in the morning. If I don't get a morning exercise on and get that my endorphins running and my testosterone pumping, I feel very, very, I feel very weak and slack. I feel very, laid back and back. And so that's a part of my routine, man. So I just set my alarm again. Hopefully it goes off this time. So we're looking forward to me on the street somewhere. You're going to see me, or at my spot. I'm probably going to go to, I'm not going to do my regular 10 mile on Saturday anymore because I haven't done that in several months. I'm probably going to go back to the Queen staircase of 66 steps and do about 15 laps up the steps and then hit the gym. Yeah, I'm not going to do that 10-mile jog anymore. For some reason, I don't know. I could do it, but I just don't feel like it anymore, Not that I'm getting lazy, but I just don't feel like doing a 10-mile jog anymore. It's not appealing to me on my Saturdays. Well, I may reconsider. It all depends on how I feel tonight. I may reconsider what I do. I'm not sure. But I'll keep you guys posted on Monday. So, yeah, we're going into the weekend, guys. Like I said, I'm going to this farm tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Cindy Sinclair is the owner of the Down to Earth Adventure Farm on Cowpen Road, we call it. He has a huge farm, man. He has everything. He has animals. He has luscious trees, fruit trees, vegetables, everything, man. So we're gonna take a little tour and see exactly what he has going on there, you know. So it's 9:22. Might as well let's get out there as well too, you know. So you guys, thank you for joining LimeVibe Live again for another LimeVibe Live podcast. If you have not done so, please like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page, LimeVibe77. That's LimeVibe77 on Facebook and YouTube, please. If you have not done so, do that. It helps us to get the message out there about what we're doing in the Caribbean, and really helps us to share our message out there to everybody else around the world. Also, if you have not done so, please click the donate link inside the description. It really helps us to spread the message out there about what we're doing. And it really helps us to keep the show going, essentially, because we need your support. Without your support, we are nothing, okay? We do this for you guys. So anytime you guys want to join the conversation, just hit us with an email. Let's hit us with Western.freedoms 2023. That's Western.freedom2023 at gmail.com. That's Western.freedoms2023 at gmail.com. Just hit us up and just tell us that you want to join the show. You have a show you want to go on, and then we respond to you. I will respond to you personally, you know, because I'm looking at the email almost every day. So yeah, Western.freedoms22 at gmail.com. Western.freedoms22 at gmail.com, and send us an email. You want to hear something else about the show? You want to send us some information? We're looking out for you guys. Okay, so that's it tonight for us from the LimeVibe Live podcast. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you guys again on Monday with another LimeVibe Live podcast.